What's going on, YouTube? Tyler here with False Neutral Media. Alongside me, my brother, the co-host, Trevor. I just want to start this bench talk off with it was a really hard weekend at Mammoth for a lot of people that were at Mammoth on Saturday. We lost an amazing young man, Aiden Zingg. There was a crash, and it ended up, you know, taking him away from the sport and way too young. So I just want to say our condolences to the Zingg family, and thoughts and prayers are just going out to them, and for everybody that definitely knew him. He's definitely gonna be missed. His smile was contagious. He was always pumped to be on the track, around the track, around everyone in the moto community. So it's definitely a hard hit. The sport we do, it is dangerous. We all know the risk. This episode is going to be a little shorter than normal. We're going to be talking about South WICK. But because it is hard to talk moto a little bit. That's why we just haven't been able to really post anything. We've been kind of taking a step back and for this week. So we'll get into it, but I just want to say, the Zingg family, our thoughts and prayers are with you guys, and yeah, I'm deeply sorry for the loss, and yeah, it's been a tough week. Southwick, it was a super good race. Hayden Deegan taking on the win. Jet taking on the win in the 450. Levi Kitchen, dude. Levi Kitchen he's looking good. I cannot wait until the next race, which I believe it's at Redbud. If I'm not mistaken. I believe it's at Redbud. Yeah. Just watch the highlights, and we watched the race on Saturday. What'd you think of the top three?
I think 250 class is interesting. Nobody's touching Hayden right now. He's on rails. I have a feeling it's going to be next year's moving up to the 450. I have a feeling if he wraps up SMX in the playoffs, he'll be going up to the 450. We see a little bit of banter between him and Jet already, but I think the 450 is another beast. So we'll just have to see how that goes. But this weekend, fastest qualifier in both qualifiers, fastest on the track was Hayden Deegan taking the 1-1. But we did see some interesting riding from the Triumph team. We had Swole and we had Harrop, who were up there and putting on a fight. Levi Kitchen, he was getting a little gassed early on, and he posted on his Instagram, "Sorry, everybody, my hunchback was more pronounced this race,"
Bro.
because he was tired and leaned over. But we saw, Michael Mosman coming through and putting on a good show this weekend, and really trying to fight for it. Unfortunately, he went down in those I think it was the last lap. And we saw, a lot of people struggling in the sand, but we also saw a very strange but expected change, which is Prado being up in the top 5 every moto, at least while he kept it on 2 wheels, and Vial kind of doing the same, right? You have these MXGP dudes who cut their teeth on Lommel in Belgium, this massive sand track that is the MXGP staple and considered the hardest track in the world.
Yeah.
So coming to Southwick, they're having a ball. I think it's a shame that Prado kept tucking the front end because the dude looked fucking fast.
Yes, he
Jet
did.
didn't even look fast this weekend. Jet didn't even look fast. He was just so smooth that looked like he was just dancing on the top of the sand.
Yes.
But 250 class Joe Shimoda wasn't looking too bad. He was still trying to fight. He got second in that second moto, if I'm not mistaken. But 250 class, I think we can give the championship to Hayden at this point. It's pretty ridiculous, but in the 250 class, we do have some gossip around right now for Tom Vial leaving and leaving at the end of the season and going to race for Honda HRC in MXGP because they're looking for a rider. So that could be very interesting, taking Tom Vial out of the equation. It's not like Hayden's like one of my rivals. He's not a rival to Hayden Deegan. Hayden is on a different level than all the other 250 riders.
Yeah.
I also don't think Cole Davies would have challenged him if he was here. I think Cole Davies would have had a hell of a learning experience. But yeah, it's very interesting to see how the 250 class is stacking up. If Levi could get a good fucking start for once this season, I think he might put up a little bit of a fight in the earlier, like first 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But Hayden's pushing at a pace where, like, first moto, he beat people by what, like 25 to 35 seconds.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's like, on a 250, that's crazy at Southwick. You're going nuts.
Yeah.
But that's my opinion on the 250 class at Southwick. It was Hayden untouched in qualifying, untouched after the start, getting the whole shot and kicking ass.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
expect him to do it at Redbud, and that's that.
A lot of great battles. And that track, it's just deep sand. So it's just wide open, full throttle. It's funny that you mentioned the hunchback, because when I was watching Levi during those races, it was like watching like the riders from the early the early 90s and 2000s. So I was like, oh, okay, bringing that old style.
Yeah, it
But
looked like me on a TTR 90 at Prairie City going over a tabletop.
oh man, the good old days. But no, yeah, the the 450 class, like you said, like Prado, man, it looks like he's definitely getting the bike put together, and we've been talking about it, that we would most likely see a lot more from him, and that Southwick is more his style with riding. So it was honestly, it was so good to see him up there. Tomac was definitely putting the pressure on him. Tomac, I feel like just wasn't riding like we're used to seeing. I don't know if he enjoys the sand or not, but I mean, Jet and Hunter, both of the Lawrence brothers, were absolutely gone. 1 and 2. I was kind of bummed that we didn't see too much of Justin Cooper. I thought he'd be more in the mix.
Bad start.
Yeah, he a couple bad starts. AP, AP was up there. He was doing pretty good, but a lot of people just don't like that sand. And I know Jet, I'm pretty sure Jet isn't really a fan of sand, but he still makes it look easy. The track was absolutely gnarly. Those ruts were insane. But no, it's always sick watching the different line choices and just how fast these guys go, man. And the TV just doesn't even do the justice. But I definitely want to be there one of these years to film. I think it would be absolutely insane. Just a slow-mo sand, roosting up. No, but yeah, I thought it was an awesome race. I'm super excited for this Saturday. It's 4th of July weekend at Redbud. It's gonna be Oh man, I wish I was there too filming, because it's going to be absolutely insane. USA all the way, like American flag. It's going to be one of the most patriotic races. It always is too. They get absolutely wild. Fans go crazy for AP. So, and Hayden as well. So it's going to be a good race. I can't wait for it. And God, Washubu
And
can't come soon enough.
I feel you. I feel you. But I will say this. Because I haven't looked, because I've been dealing with stuff. But if Redbud is the next round, the 450 class is in for a rude awakening, possibly.
Yeah,
As we have one of the best MXGP riders to ever throw his leg over a bike
that's
on the
right.
brand new Ducati 450, Antonio Corelli, is coming for blood. And we saw him at Southwick after the Southwick race, and the dude was on fucking rails. He
Yes.
was on fucking rails. And I watched it and went, I need somebody to tell me what times he was running on Southwick compared to last weekend's race. And there we could get somewhat of a gauge of how fast he is. And of course, we're not getting any of that
No.
information.
No,
But
it's going to be a surprise for that.
I also will say this about Southwick. I don't think anybody's a goddamn fan of the sand unless they keep it on two wheels and get top three. If
Yeah.
that doesn't happen, it's fuck Southwick. If they win and didn't go down and beat the field by 30 seconds, I love the sand. I love Southwick because you give reverence to Southwick for not eating you alive. So that's my opinion. Is I think everybody lining up on that gate goes, it's 80 degrees out. It's humid as fuck.
Yeah.
My
Right.
bike is 250 pounds. And if it goes in the sand, in the moment, that's another 4,000 pounds, right? In the moment, that's
Oh yeah.
4,000 pounds I'm having to pick up, and my body's overheating. So the answer is I don't think anybody fucking likes Southwick unless they're winning Southwick.
Yeah.
Because even Eli Tomac, I guarantee you after this weekend, was not a fan of Southwick, dog. It doesn't matter how fast he goes on it. If it's not enough to go 1-1, he's probably pretty mad at Southwick. And here's a tip. Fans of Moto, you can copy and paste that to any track somebody's crashing on.
Right.
They won't like the track if they can't keep the bike on two wheels.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. But I definitely think we saw, we saw Jet dominate and we saw Hayden dominate. So I'm looking forward to that pairing as soon as Deegan moves up. I did also see, I don't know, I don't have any specifics, but Dean Wilson is being pulled in to replace Chance Hymas on the 250 class.
See, I've been working so much that you have more insight than me right now.
I've been glued to the information web, dude. I've been sequestered. But we also have Chase Sexton returning.
He's finally coming
Redbud.
back.
Yeah, dude, he has to salvage 10th place in the championship, obviously. Obviously. I've never in my life, and maybe I'm mistaken, I've never heard of somebody's main factory rider going, guys, I'm pretty mad. I think I'll take 5 rounds off. Who does? Brother,
Yeah.
if Jason Anderson, right, goes, hey, I got family stuff, we get that. Chase went, there ain't nothing wrong with me. I don't want to ride. And then KTM's like, he's going to be back in 2 rounds. And he's like, no, the fuck I'm not. And it's like, brother, let's imagine Jalik Swoll on Triumph goes, guys, I had a bad weekend at Southwick. I'm taking 5 rounds off. They would go, you're fucking fired. Get the fuck out of here. So I don't know what's going on. And people on the internet are like, the champ returns. And I was like, brother, now you don't just have Jet, you've got Hunter, who's outpacing everybody as well. You also have Tomac that's just pissed.
Yeah.
You've got AP that's like, don't you dare fuck this up for me. My contract renewed. I'm in the point standing. Don't try and fuck me over. So I don't know how Chase is going to do, because you also have Antonio Corelli lining up on the gate on a bike we've never seen before. And he's looking fast as hell. So I don't know what we're going to get. I was waiting for a Jeffrey Hurling surprise drop in the MX season, but he just broke his collarbone this week. So he's out in surgery. Tom Vial looking to go back to MXGP next year and race for Honda HRC, which I think that's probably just, he came over here, he got the championships he needed. Tom Vial did it with consistency, and he goes, I don't even have to race at the top that much. I just kind of salvaged what I could while you guys fell apart. So he's probably going to go back, see if he can dial in the HRC Honda and get an MXGP again. So I think there's a lot of interesting things. There's talks about Sexton going to Kawasaki. I don't know what's going on with that. We don't know what's going on with Prado and where he's going to kind of go. But there's a lot of drama coming into Redbud. We've also got Jet and Deegan kind of mimicking each other and commenting and
from watches to bald spots, like
which is the quintessential moto experience for a male. Is losing your hair rapidly and watches, I guess.
And also not, I mean, we still are waiting to see if, it is true, Eli to KTM as well. So there's like a lot of stuff that we're waiting on, but
fuck it, dude.
Chase,
everybody go KTM. Put everybody on a KTM and let them rip, dude. Let Sexton ride the Cowie.
If Sexton comes around with, like, for the first lap, he comes around with his goggles off, we already know what that means.
Doomed to fail. But I will say this, and I'm going to call this. I think we're going to see a real mad AP if Chase, trying to get to Jet, takes out AP, and AP's like, I'm literally in contention. You left and I put the team on my fucking back.
Yeah.
And now you're coming in and you're just going to try and fight for the... Sit down. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think Chase is just going to come in, just race, try to do the best. I don't think he's going to be trying to go for anything. He's already missed.
I think he's going to try and go for the win. I think everybody's been talking, and we know Chase just hates it.
But
he hates it,
dude. But Jet is just on fire right now, and then Prado just getting better at it's stacked.
After this weekend, if Prado didn't throw in the towel for 5 rounds, Chase Sexton, you better pick that fucking KTM up, brother. You better get up off the ground and start riding. Now, people would go, Trevor, you're being unfair. Do you know how much they put into it? Not a lot, because he missed 5 rounds. But if Jason Anderson can come out and fight for the top 5 every weekend, I don't care what Chase Sexton's excuse is. And if it's, well, I got caught riding another bike and now me and KTM are fighting. I don't care, dude. I don't need to see another Blake Baggett where we're like, why is this dude not racing on a factory ride? And now he's riding on backyard tracks with a headlight. Like, I don't know what's going on with KTM factory riders, but if I'm Eli Tomac, I'm going, fuck it, dude. Put me on a Ducati, I guess.
Dude.
Put me on a Ducati, because all this team drama and stuff. And then you have AP, right? When Hopper asks, how would you like Eli to be your teammate? He goes, That'd be cool as shit, man. He gave the typical response AP would give. He's like, that would mean I've had the greatest teammates to ever throw their legs over a bike.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And you see Eli just being like, what have we become?
And Hopper got a lot of shit from like some of the media guys, which it's like that's what we're here to do. We're here to ask those questions. Like, excuse me.
I think the other thing about that is you can get rid of any sort of backlash he got. Jace McElpeen had him on Gypsy Tales, and they
That was
talked, and everybody
good.
and everybody in the
podcast.
comments were like, he's kind of right, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it is this. Moto fans just want to get angry about stuff. I've noticed it over the years of being in the Moto like sphere racing. You guys just want to get angry about stuff. And it's cool, dude. It's cool. That's what we do. I get angry at Chase Sexton taking 5 rounds off. You guys get angry because of people doing this. And you go, oh, he's unsportsmanlike with his watch and stuff. I'll tell you this much, dude. Jet Lawrence joining Jackson Diamonds or whatever it is has not made me want to buy any bling or a collared shirt that says Saint on it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
they're people are gonna people, dude. They're capitalists. They're trying to make their money, make the bag. He does go to KTM. Well, then, hey, AP's happy about it.
Yeah.
We learned nothing. We learned nothing. All we saw was Eli do this.
Oh, Jet was cracking up too. And I know
Of
we're a
course
little
he was,
late
because
on that topic too, but it's still good.
But it's the drama of the 450 stat class.
Yeah.
And of course, Jet's laughing about that. He's signed to Honda until he dies,
Yeah.
right? Like, they're like, you beautiful bastard. We're never letting you out of our sight. Of course you want to take Hunter. He's going 2-2
Yeah.
every single round. He's the most consistent out of his brother. Him and his
Yeah.
brother are the ones dominating the field. And if anybody goes, the only reason Jet wins is because Hunter passes. I didn't see anybody passing Hunter.
Yeah. Hunter was making the passes.
I saw
And then
Hunter
leaving.
passing Tomac and
Yeah.
block passing his ass.
Dude, I thought he was gonna take him out right there on that one corner. Oh my god.
I
Just
think the
good
Lawrence
racing.
brothers, great starts every weekend. And even if they don't get great starts, they move through the pack very well. It's time people start putting some respect on Hunter's name, because
Yeah.
he may not be winning all the races, but he sure as hell is doing better than your favorite rider. And those are the stats. Jet falls and busts his knee again. Guess who's prime for taking the championship? Hunter.
Yeah.
So next
Yeah.
week, I see a 1-2 with the brothers. And I think I see a sneaky third and/or a battle for the top with Antonio Corelli.
I was gonna say,
And that's a
honestly,
wild guess.
Honestly, I agree with that. It's definitely going to be 1-2 Lawrence brothers. I feel like Prado's hungry. It's either going to be Prado in third, to be honest. I'm calling it right now. Prado takes third. He's going to get on podium, or it's going to be the Ducati showing up. Corelli.
If the Ducati shows up first race podiums,
dude.
Eli's going, call KTM. It's over. call him right now.
It's done. Sorry, AP.
Chase Sexton is like, all right, a Ducati. All right, anything that's not performing like this, as AP rides past him on the same bike.
What are your kind of thoughts for the 250? It's going to be Deegan.
Hayden's winning it.
Hayden,
I think second place.
I'm going to go Hayden, Kitchen, and probably VL. I want to say Shimoda.
Deegan, Shimoda,
Ooh.
VL.
Really?
I'll tell you why. Yeah, I'll tell you why, dude.
Tell me.
When Shimoda can get a good start, even when he doesn't get a good start, he's charging through the pack. He's passed Levi 2 weekends in a row like he was a lapped rider. Joe is hungry to be on
Yeah.
that fucking podium. He's had some bad weekends, but I think he's going to pull it together. And at Redbud, I think he's going to pull in a second or third.
Usually we're agreeing in it, and you know, it turns out being basically those exact stats. So I'm excited to see what kind of happens.
Wild
For
card
Redbud.
for 250s. Harrop.
My wild
And
card, I'm going with
and I
Swole.
stand by it.
The
Okay.
22 of Swole. I think, yeah, one of my wild cards has got to be one of those Triumph bikes. To be completely honest, they are.
Well, it's either Harrop or Swole, right? It's not Jordan
Yeah.
Smith. The facts don't lie, brother. Argue with the facts. Don't argue with me. I'm looking at the standings right now. I just lied to you. That's misinformation. I'm not looking at shit. That's what I feel about Southwick, man. The sand gets in your crack. You find it everywhere. It's rough and coarse, and it gets everywhere. As Anakin said to Padme on Naboo, dude. He said, I hate sand, and you could just put Tomek's face on Anakin's body for this weekend. That's how he felt. Redbud.
I'm working like crazy, so trying to just catch up and stay on top of it. But everybody be safe out there, on, off the track. Hold your loved ones. You know, if there's any bad, you know, whether you have a bad relationship with someone and you want that fixed, or you know, want to make that right, do it. You know, because you never know when that day is. So, you know, enjoy life every day to the fullest, and we appreciate everybody that's tuning in. So, you know, leave a like, leave a comment, feel free to share and subscribe, and we will see you after Redbud.